Hi YouTube, it's a fly fishing piper, and my video today is a VR to DirtyBoots on his 100 sub giveaway. Congratulations. Uh, I've watched several of your videos. I love that the whole backwoods, out in the woods kind of feel to it, and I was particularly drawn to your question about the ultimate smoke. For me, the ultimate smoke was about maybe 6 or 7 years ago now, I think. I live in the Boston, Massachusetts area, and my son knew of a fly fishing guide on the Salmon River in a place, Pulaski, or Pulaski, however it's pronounced, New York. And he guides on the Salmon River, so you might think that there's fish in that river, right? In any case, we hooked up with this guy. His name is Skeeter, and we went out for 3 days. It's about a 6-hour drive from Boston. Got out there the first day and got our license and the gear that we would need. Found a local river. We actually found the Salmon River. Found a couple of spots that were well used, and waded in, and had a couple hookups, but we didn't land any fish. So bright and early the next morning, we met up with Skeeter. Great guy. Took us to one of his favorite spots. It's about a mile of a hike in from the nearest road. It's part of the fly fishing only area, and it's catch and release. So we weren't planning on catching any fish to bring home anyway. Most of the places I fish are catch and release. In any event, we went on the river, and Skeeter took us to a couple spots that he thought were going to hold fish, and we were pulling in one fish after another all day long. My son, on his third or fourth cast, hooked into a monster of a steelhead. And this fish was probably about 38 to 40 inches long. He had nice kype and big fish, beautiful colors, kind of that russet color with reds and blues and golds on the body, and reds, and it was just beautiful. He hooked into it. Fought it for quite a while. It was a big fish, and I wasn't sure if the rod would break before the line broke, but my son's name is Tommy. He got it right up to landing area, and the tippet snapped and the fish swam away. So we left, and there was a lot of hooping and hollering, and it was a great time. But we left that spot, went to a few others, and caught some really magnificent fish. We have some great photographs of them. The fish, the photo right over my shoulder, right there. That's the fish. So here's the ultimate moment. On the way back, I was fishing so much that I was beat. I was done. And my son was still fishing, so I had lit up a pipe, and we were walking back to the put-out area, and he made a couple of more casts, and he hooked up to another monster fish. Fought him for a while, chased him down the river. The truth is, he actually had to pass his rod underneath a sunken log so that the guide could grab it on the other end because the fish had gone under the log, fighting the fish down the river. Finally landed it, and when he got it out of the river, out of the water, I mean, we were all going crazy because that was clearly the biggest fish that was caught on a fly that season. And as it turned out, it was the same fish that he hooked earlier. Now, that sounds like a fish story, I know, but when we started to take the fly out of its mouth to let it go, the guide noticed the exact duplicate fly stuck in the corner of his mouth on the other side, and the leader, and it was the same fly that that my son used that morning. So he hooked it in the morning and lost it, and caught it in the afternoon on the way back. We were so excited about that all we could do was, and exhausted after the fights, that we sat up on the riverbank for a while. I pulled out my pipe and lit it, and sat back and watched as my son and the guide were sharing stories about other fish they had caught in other areas. And for about 15 or 20 minutes, everyone was swapping fish stories, more commonly known as lies, but we were swapping fish stories back and forth. And it occurred to me that that's probably about as good as it gets, being out in nature, fly fishing with my son, and catching the same fish twice and actually landing that bruiser. So again, it's this fish right here, and that was caught on the Salmon River in Pulaski, New York, and the guide's name is Skeeter. And it was a surreal moment, and one that I'll never forget. I was smoking this pipe, and it is a Medico. I've had this for a very long time, but it's a Medico. You can see it's been well smoked and well traveled and bruised up a bit. And I was smoking what I'm smoking today, which is LJ Peretti's Blend 500. So that was my ultimate moment. I truly love being in the outdoors. I was going to make this video outside today, but today's December 23rd, I believe. And in Massachusetts, we had a big, not a big, but we had a snowstorm yesterday that changed over to ice and rain throughout the night, and today things are just too slippery to get around. So making this video for pardon me, this video for Dirty Boots. For anyone who hasn't had a chance to check out Dirty Boots channel, please do so. It's got some great stuff on there, some beautiful scenery, and he shares some thoughts that are pretty significant. But again, it was a wonderful story, and I really appreciate the opportunity to tell it and to share it. I wish everyone tight lines, happy holidays, and all the best for the upcoming year. Take care.